Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope your day or night is amazeballs so far. We are going to take a look at the energy situation, but remember the clarity, the connection, the answer is always in you. Trust that divine connection you have to your higher self, to God, to source, and try to make balanced decisions that help uplift us all. We help uplift each other in love. Let's start with a quantum oracle and kind of just see what pops on out. Let's see what God, source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of light and love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What would be helpful to know about all? I don't know what this is, but these two people look really happy to see each other again or be with each other. The guy's like swinging the girl around. There's also hot air balloons in the sky and a lighthouse. So whatever partnership this is, it definitely looks like it's happy. It's an aligned connection. I just saw like instruments. Specifically, I saw like, let's just say a couple guitars hanging in a house, or let's just say it's a music store, and one person walks into that music store and plays the chords on a guitar. All those other instruments that are there don't have somebody playing them, but they're all vibrating when you're in an attunement. So I do feel like somebody is in alignment with you, but I'm getting just you walking into a room now. So there's something aligning in you, and it's almost like a frequency. I mean, we're energy, we are frequency, but I'm getting that you don't have to play anything for something to vibrate different. It's almost like just being you, who you are, your uniqueness is, I don't know, healing to others. I feel like you don't have to do anything. What you are doing, because I see you playing, I see somebody like playing a guitar or something like that. What you're doing is something that you love. I am getting that it's maybe something creative, but I feel like unbeknownst to you, you are positively affecting others. And it's like you don't have to try. I'm kind of getting that you don't have to try. Just, I feel like you're getting insight. Either because of a certain person, but this just looks like joy. When I look at this, it looks like happy energy. So what's something you do that makes you happy? Start there. I'm getting all these images. I see somebody holding a gift. So I see somebody holding a gift and like, like shaking the box, trying to guess what's in there. So I do feel like you are gifted, or you are receiving something that feels like a gift. I see you really excited with whatever is inside, but I don't feel like it's what you thought when you shook something up. Maybe something's about to like shake up in your life. Maybe you have to start shaking things up. The lighthouse is illumination. Let's see. This does say people here. So there's something about one person in particular that's really important. It also looks like she's just, it's like, I don't know why I just thought of Cyndi Lauper with that like 1980s. It's like she's wearing a tutu on the beach. So maybe it's even something about your unique expression, but I think of a ballerina with a tutu, and there's something about dance being important. I mean, dancing is such a beautiful way to really be in the now. You're not anywhere else other than being in that high vibrational state. So a kindred partnership. Kindred. I feel like there's something new beginning. I see kind of a nostalgic energy now. So if you have the energy of nostalgia, try to remember, don't get lost in the past. How do you create something right now with where you are today, that when you go to bed later on, or you look at the today, tomorrow, you are like, yeah, you're like proud of yourself for doing something. Let's see. When I see the hot air balloons, I see a different perception upon something, but also kind of going with the winds of change. I feel like you're getting almost like a whisper. That's your higher self. You're getting guidance. Listen to it, because sometimes it comes like in a little nudge, but it becomes more clear the more you listen to it. When you get those messages that say hello to that person, or maybe try this today, or look this up, and you follow it, it brings you synchronistic energy in your life that shows that reflection inside of you to maybe even completely change your outer world. I keep seeing that shaking up energy. Maybe something's going to come through. It really like shakes you up. Sometimes that's divine friction, a big wake-up call. Always question, because I'm getting creative energy. Maybe it's co-creation as well. Don't be afraid to ask questions that shake somebody up. Maybe that's somebody unawoken. So tell us more. What else would be helpful? That was a lot of messages with just that one card. Hopefully something resonated for you. Yeah, you're gonna discover something. Oh, I love this. I just got whatever it is. Look at my hairs. I'm gonna try to show you this. Pay attention to the vibration. You know, we're energy. So when you get that, especially if you get like the goosies, pay attention to it. It's like an energetic, you know, signal you can actually feel in your body that something is important. Whatever you're discovering here, I mean, it looks like he was, you know, in the creek looking for gold, but whatever he's holding looks like a little star. So maybe you're discovering more about a certain person, who you vibrate with, who you do not. But I feel like this is something you don't expect. I keep seeing a gift out of nowhere. I don't know why I just thought of one time when I was actually in the creek, I found a GoPro. and you know, I wasn't like underneath the creek with my goggles looking, hey, maybe I'm gonna find a GoPro in the creek today. It just kind of was there, and it still worked. I remember watching it, and it was, I don't know, I mean, I found it in the summer. This was a few summers ago, but whoever lost it was kayaking down the creek in the middle of the winter, by the way, because there was snow along the side, and you can see the moment where whoever it was that had the GoPro, I think it was on their head, like just lost it, just fell in the water. So maybe now I see a camera, so maybe it's you filming something, but I kind of feel like this discovery is deeper than like a thing that you find. Or it could be a thing that you find that helps you go deeper. For some of you, this is a really important conversation you have with somebody that you are in alignment with. Maybe it's about asking the right questions. It's discovering true intentions. So, you know, if you feel like somebody's intentions don't really align with their words or their actions, trust it. So, should we do one more? Let's do one more from this. That was a lot on 2 cards, I hope. And then I kind of want to clarify that discovery energy. You're discovering someone is multifaceted, or maybe that's what they're discovering about you. Because I see that, I keep seeing a gift. Don't judge a book by its cover, or something's deeper than it appears on the surface, or you thought something was deep and you find it's very shallow, or somebody is. So let's see. One more, please. What is one more that would be helpful on kindred partnership and discovery. Conflict. That's a divine friction thing that I saw before. Conflict isn't bad. Conflict can bring resolutions, can bring solutions. If you are always in an energy or around a certain person where it's always conflicting with you, remove yourself. If there's somebody that tries to ruffle feathers, then don't give them the reaction they're looking for. You know, shake something up and do something unexpected. You know, if you have these rough waters here, sometimes you have to go through a big old storm to know how to put up those sails. But let's see, because I don't feel like you want conflict, because this just looks like happy energy. So maybe it's not saying something because you were afraid that you were going to ruffle somebody's feathers. If you need to ask a question or have a hard conversation, do it. You're not always going to make others happy. I don't think this is about people pleasing here, but it's awareness on something. I feel like that's where the power is. It's in the awareness. So let's clarify these. I feel like this one, I brought this out for a reason. So let's go to life and love, or life and career. That was interesting. I Freudian slipped love. So maybe we need to do a love one next. So what is one message overall that would be the most helpful for you right now? Please and thank you. What is a helpful message? Roll the dice, take a chance. You know, maybe you are going to find something that is golden. See what's worth the risk and what doesn't feel you're worthy. So 2, 3, 4, there's a progression with something. This is you not getting in your own way here, or not letting anybody else get in your way. There is something that is absolutely worth stepping up to bat, you know. You might step up to bat and it might not work. Maybe you recognize something's just not your game, or maybe you hit it, you know, out of the stadium. Time to put yourself out there. You are hiding I did see a room full of instruments. You're hiding your talents. Don't hide your talents. If you have a talent in anything, and that doesn't have to be in the arts or something creative, you could be talented at finding a resolution when there's conflict. You could be talented at, I'm getting really thinking outside the box here. You could be talented at communication. You could be talented working on a car. What is it that you love to do? What is it that you would do without making money? Because you love putting your time into it. If you are holding yourself back on anything that you've been thinking about or being nudged towards, follow those nudges. Sometimes you're taken to a hallway. You know, it's all a journey. Maybe you go into the hallway. You're like, I didn't come here to be in a hallway, man. But then what if down that hallway is the right open door of opportunity or partnership or experience that you wouldn't have gotten to had you not been nudged? Sometimes that nudge isn't a nudge. It's a big old push. But I feel like if there's a big push kind of energy, it's because you're getting like an extra boost to get you towards something that feels really good. Sometimes it's not about being comfortable. I just heard conforming. You don't have to conform. I'm getting like, really be the crazy pink, purple, black, blue sheep, whatever it is that does not conform to the masses or the herd. Let's continue. Roll the dice. It's time to put yourself out there You're hiding your talents, and it's time to take a risk. The people who like really succeed, not just success in what society says, but succeed in fulfillment of their soul, happiness in their life, aren't afraid to take a risk. It's those that conform or never step outside the lines, you know, open up that box, connect different dots that really don't find fulfillment. I hope that made sense. I feel like I got lost half in that sentence, but I kept looking at the dots here, and I feel like you're connecting the dots somewhere. You're seeing a pattern, others do not. You're breaking the mold somehow. So it's telling you step into the spotlight. Maybe some of you are discovered somehow. I'm also getting with that conflict energy. Maybe some of you don't want to, like, what is that, rock the boat? Or that's what you were telling yourself. I feel like you need to maybe rock that boat a little bit. I feel like maybe you need to be the one to even create some waves. So let's go to something different. I did say love, right? Let me see which love deck twinkles. I'll be right back. I brought the Romance Angels Oracle, but I feel like we should segue with a mystery message. So let's do that. Let's segue with a mystery message. What would be helpful to know on taking a chance, you know, getting your talents out there, this connection that just looks like pure joy, resolving anything that was conflicting. I just heard like a schedule conflict. Maybe somebody is discovering a way to make more time for you. I feel like it's a conscious choice, but I also see like something sifting. So if there were like impurities or dust, you know, somebody wasn't moving so fast because you had to like get through the rocky situation. I feel like, I don't know if there's like a cleanse. What do they call that? Like gold panning? And even these dice are golden. So there's something about maybe a golden opportunity. I see a really big wave coming. But like the wave you want to catch, like the big kahuna. So what is a mystery message? Maybe that's divine friction. You're getting some unexpected help in a situation. I also feel like with your vibration, you might be helping others without trying. Unexpected help. Now all right, so I just saw the weirdest thing. You see that island over there? So, you know how they have like Treasure Island and you have the map with the X on it. So I feel like you and somebody else were gifted a half of a map. And like, it's like the Annie locket, you know? And somehow you figure out together that, I don't know, like two heads are better than one, or you find a way to make it to that treasure island. I definitely see a treasure. I also feel like there was a time where you, I don't know, you didn't think you'd make that discovery, but I don't feel like it comes through the usual means. I hope that made sense. Let's get you another one because I started to go through these cards. So what is one more? Yeah, you also got a VIP first chair in a situation. It's funny because I saw all those instruments before. You're not playing second fiddle here. There's a reason that you are being chosen. Maybe somebody sees that. I hear a diamond in the rough, but the only way to get those facets on a diamond is to have a drill that is made of diamond. So there's something about strength coming in. VIP. There's a very important person coming in. Let's get one more. I kept seeing all those instruments. Okay, so maybe somebody, I mean, it doesn't have to be that you're an entertainer, but maybe you're just entertaining to someone. Maybe you and someone, I'm just getting that you have a really fun time. I feel like you need to play. Maybe some of you do sing, or it's time to speak, but I mean, the message here was don't hide your talents. Even if you have to start singing and getting your voice back by going to karaoke, even if the only karaoke song you are willing to do is tequila because it's one word, it's still, getting into, like, I see somebody dancing, putting a smile on others' faces. The entertainer, roll the dice, embrace your talents, get it out there. All right, let's, I guess, segue into love. That was kind of interesting. I'm also getting with this, maybe you start off, needing some practice at something, but before you know it, you're running the show. But I also feel like that could maybe go the other way, and you're the one discovering a talent in someone else, maybe even boosting their confidence a little bit for them to roll the dice and just give something a go. Because now I keep seeing that, like, diamond in a rough sort of energy. That storm can't keep up forever. Eventually the tides will turn and that water will smooth. All right, let's go romance. Let's see just what comes out. So this is the romance angels. What would be helpful to know about Loveland or the romance department? What is the most important message to come through? Calling in your soulmate. This is beautiful. So maybe this unexpected help is divinely directed, divinely gifted. It could also be helpful people in your life that introduce you to someone. It could also be you're introduced to a friend that introduces you to your maybe forever person. But whoever this is, that's a soulmate energy, whether it's romance or not, that's such a beautiful energy to have in your life, because that's somebody that has the undercurrent or overall vibration of love. It's sovereign, it's gentle and strong. It's your prayers, your affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. I feel like it's just more open than somebody having a little checklist. Like, this is my ideal person. They have to be this tall and make this much per year. And it's not that. I feel like somebody doesn't have a checklist, because I feel like you kind of break all the rules anyway. And yet you and somebody discover that, I don't know, it's almost like your souls knew that it was a vibrational match, that something just works. But I don't feel like it's about the cover. I just keep getting that something's going to surprise you. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. I feel like this is more gratitude. Whoever it is you're connecting to, whether that's a business partner, a bestie, a project or an experience, or your romantic partner. It's knowing it's already out there. It's already found you. And it's kind of being less specific on how it has to appear in your life. Or, I don't know, I just feel like you're going to be like gently shaken up in a very good way. I feel like I'm almost stumbling my words, but I'm going to keep going. Because I don't like to just stop, but every once in a while in the middle of a reading, I don't know, maybe something's going to stop you in your tracks. or take you in a different direction. Calling in your soulmate. I feel like you're having faith. You know, connecting to your higher self, that your soul knows better than your ego does. I feel like that was the message. So, should we do a divine truth? Yeah, let's do a divine truth, and then we'll jump to the tarot. I actually have a new tarot deck, so I'm pretty excited to use that. What is just an extra bonus message when it comes to, oh yeah, you're in tune. You also might freak somebody. Wow. So you have a deep connection with someone. You don't just connect with your ego in the 3D world here. You're connected through your dreams. You're connected in the 5D realm. But you're gifted an opportunity to ground it on earth and to, you know, really be in those experiences. You also might have or will say something to somebody where I'm getting that you understood via energy that either something was off or something was right. You like felt that little nudge, and I feel like somebody else questioned it, but they get some unexpected help where they find out later that you were kind of right. If you're getting these psychic impressions, listen to them. They're very gentle. It's not going to feel pushy. It's not going to always even make sense logically. So your intuition may scare someone a little bit, but I feel like they're gonna chillax on that. Maybe, you know, the first time you have a conversation, I feel like you're gonna discover that somebody doesn't think they're psychic, but we're all psychic. Somebody doesn't really think they are, but you're gonna help somebody discover they are more intuitive than they knew, but they're gonna now know. Because I feel like someone's gonna get more synchronistic messages, more aha moments, more validation that is by spirit, and not needing outside validation to have any opinion on what somebody's truth is. I hope that made sense. Your intuition scares me. How much about me do you really know? Well, I mean, if you have a soulmate energy here, you've probably known them for eons. I also feel like you're getting another go. I'm getting that energy. So maybe you did connect to somebody in a past life or different timeline. You're getting to do something differently this time. I see a block. I feel like there was something, I'm almost getting even Romeo and Juliet, something like that. There was something where you and somebody wanted something together, but outside circumstances, the century it was in or whatever it is, the timing was off, but the connection was right. Now there's something where the timing is going to be right and the connection is still there. You made me realize that we are one. Meet me in the stars tonight. This is somebody that you connect to so deeply. You have like otherworldly experiences together. It just feels really good. It could also be somebody that you have dreamt about and haven't met yet. All of a sudden you see the face to that person in that dream. You're like, oh, there you are. But this is also somebody that has, I'm getting I keep hearing sovereign. Somebody who recognizes that we each have our own individual frequency or way of seeing something, but almost like the two pieces of the map. And yet we are all co-creators together. I feel like, I hear that song, Sunlight in Your Universe. I will be the sunlight in your universe. What's that? Like, I can't think of who sings it. Meet me in the stars tonight. There's somebody who, I don't know, I'm just getting a really loving energy. I also feel like you look in somebody's eyes and it's like you see a universe of possibilities. Or something way deeper than surface or shallow level. All right. Hey, so let's go to the tarot. Let's just get you a couple of bonus messages. That would be helpful. With my cards below all over the place. Extra bonus message on 5D Psychic. If you have a connection with someone and it hasn't been spoken about yet, and yet the energy is there, I do feel like something is going to come back to earth or finally be solidified or grounded in the 3D. All right, what would be helpful to know? What is your energy right now? Wow, your energy just flew out. Can I, it like got stuck in the mystery pile. Your energy is the Lovers. So, I mean, that makes sense. So look at, you're like making out with someone out here outside that like little country cottage. I feel like this is a hello and a goodbye. The Lovers is a Gemini energy. It's making a decision involving your heart with that energy of love. The pure allowance to let somebody else to make their own choice. But it looks like these two are loving the choice to have that moment together. So I'm not really getting that that's just your energy. I'm getting that that is you and someone else. You got the Lovers. So what else? The Emperor. Somebody is coming in strong, making definitely a conscious choice, being protective, wanting to provide, looking beyond the horizon. I love that this is an Emperor holding his own flame, his own spiritual inspiration, and that he's not sitting on a throne. So this is somebody going on a journey. This is somebody definitely in movement, energy towards the direction of his heart, or towards somebody that connected to him in a way that he never felt before, or making overall moves in his life that involve his heart, or, you know, action being put into things he loves that in turn takes him to a beautiful partner, not necessarily searching for them. The Emperor, maybe an Aries energy, Aries or Gemini. What else? Tell us about the Emperor. Where is the Emperor moving towards? What is he looking at that's kind of far away? He's moving. He got the, wow, whatever this is, you got the Chariot. The Emperor is on the road to his destiny, or he's just out there and you're just doing your thing, loving life over here. If you're a feminine energy or a masculine energy, doesn't matter. And, you know, it's getting in the driver's seat in your own life. I also feel like it's usually the Emperor or the Empress that are only ones allowed the keys to that Chariot. The Chariot also comes through when anything that was wobbling before, you know, working against you, pulling you in different directions, you now have the reins in the right situation because you're on the right road. You're adjusting, you know, the clutch, or you're adjusting the energy flow or the pace that you move depending on the terrain. Sometimes this is a journey. It's anything that was out of alignment before, you're letting go of. There's also a little pause here. So maybe there was a pause, but your horse is in front of the cart, which is good. But right now, this Chariot only has one horse. I just thought of, it's America. Been to the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to get out of the rain. In the desert, You can't remember your name because of something. So maybe it was a dry spell before. But I feel like this is you on your, I feel like it's that, I don't know. Like now I see that island. I feel like you're on your own journey. Somebody else is on their own journey. And somehow worlds collide, your universes collide. And then I do feel like you end up riding with someone. What's at the bottom? The Last Judgment. They're all really big energies. It's somebody outside riding under the moonlight. The Last Judgment is like when the trumpets sound from heaven. It's really big because this comes before that ending. So this is where you look at the choices you made, the partnerships you've already had, the road or roads you've been down, and you make conscious choices to step into your own power and keep what feels empowering and leave the rest in the dust. Filter out the impurities that weren't working in your life instead of being on the loop-de-loop of the old agenda. This is also releasing any judgment you have both on yourself for messing up or anyone else for not being at the same point in their journey, even if maybe you saw something they didn't. It's like, it's you just being in pure self-awareness. It's not getting the big judgment on you. This is you being in your own shoes, looking at your own actions on your whole journey, and then changing up anything consciously that wasn't working. Therefore, you're getting out of that repeat cycle. You're changing the trajectory, I think I got that right, of your journey. You're heading more towards the North Node and destiny than stuck on the carousel. 20. That's really big. I do feel like this is the Last Judgment. I feel like there is definitely a cycle that is breaking, or there's something you're not going to repeat because that last go around was really different. I feel like the next go around, you're ready for something brand new. I hope this reading was helpful. Should we get one more from the universe? Sometimes I do readings and I kind of just have to go with the messages that come through. And I'm never quite sure if sometimes they flow really nicely together, and sometimes I feel like I'm not sure what the messages were. This is one of those readings. So let's get you one more from the universe. You know, you do have the universe over here. What does the universe have to say? I can't believe you got the Lovers, the Chariot, the Emperor, and Judgment. This is a big situation. This is a big situation. This is a big situation. Did I say big situation? Now I hear just new choices. There's new choices. What does that say? If something deep within you tells you that something is not quite right, trust it. If you are unhappy with your life, change it. Or it says change something. It doesn't say change everything. It's small little changes that make huge differences. It is entirely up to you. Stop making excuses. You are in, where's your Chariot? You are in control of your own life. All right, that's our reading. I hope this was helpful. I look forward to seeing you soon. I love you so much. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.